Hello again and welcome to this video. This is number 150 and it's on angles in parallel lines. And the keywords I've got for you are parallel, alternate, corresponding, allied, co-interior and supplementary. Parallel is when two lines are never going to meet. They can be any way round at all, vertical, horizontal, diagonal, whatever, but they're just two lines that are never going to meet each other. Alternate, corresponding, allied, co-interior and supplementary. They're all ways of describing what angles are in relation to each other. So alternate angles, you'll see in the box there, alternate angles make a Z shape with each other. Corresponding angles make an F shape with each other, and allied angles make a C shape with each other. Now, allied angles and co-interior and supplementary are all the same thing. Okay, they all mean exactly the same thing. So that those three words could be used to describe the same C shape. Alright, so there's some basic angles in parallel lines facts you will need to learn in order to be able to solve the problems, and that's what those are what they are. Okay, what I've just said there. Look for the Z's, the F's, the C shapes in the parallel lines and the lines that cut through the parallel lines, and use the facts to find the missing angles. Okay, so find the value of X, Y, and Z in each case. Right, so A, we've got 115 degrees here. If we look at Z, right, let's just draw a shape there that collects Z with the parallel line, the line that cuts through it, and the other parallel line. Okay, we've got a C shape. Okay, if we've got a C shape, we know that that's allied angles. These two angles are allied. So that if we're going to work out Z, Z is going to be equal to 180 minus 115. Okay, so we're going to do that calculation and we're going to get 65 degrees. So Z is 65 degrees. Okay. Now, you can use other angle facts here, all right, to work out what other angles are as well, like Y and Z. They're on a straight line with each other, all right? They make 180 degrees. So you could do 180, take away 65, and you get 115, all right? But we also, and I'll just get rid of this working here, okay, and I'll just write 65 back in because that's actually an answer, 65 degrees. We could also look at this as a Z angle, right? We've got a Z shape that's going on there. Now it's a backwards Z and it doesn't look particularly Z-like, right? But this is still a Z shape. So this angle Y has been collected with this Z shape, hitting the line that goes through the two parallel lines, which is called a transversal. You don't have to remember that though. Okay, and this parallel line here. So we've got that 115 degrees for Y, okay? Because of the angle fact that it makes a Z shape, and they are alternate angles. Okay, if we had to give reasons for our answer, we'd say that Y is alternate, Z is allied or co-interior or supplementary. Okay, and then we've got another shape that we can draw on here. Okay, and that shape is an F shape. All right, so if we just had F shape on there and X to find was the only thing we needed to find, we draw that F shape on there, and we would know that 115 is the same as X. X is 115 as well. Okay, and like I said, we could also use the vertically opposite angles are equal rule that we learned in the last video. All right, but I've used all three different shapes that we've got to look for there to reason why the answers are the answers. Okay, now that's pretty simple to begin with, but it does get tricky because some of the shapes you get look horrible, right? And it's really hard to spot those shapes. So just draw them on there, right? Draw some shapes on there. Okay, but make sure you're collecting the angles as you go with the shapes through the transversal line, through the line that cuts through the two parallel lines. Okay, so there you go, X, Y, and Z. I could write them down there, but I'm not going to. They're just on the diagram. That's fine. Now B, we've got, seems like a bit more going on. We've got parallel lines. These are the two parallel lines indicated with the arrows. Probably should have mentioned that in the first one. All right, but these are the transversal lines. You've got two separate ones. All right, so we can draw some shapes on there to work stuff out. All right, now this one, if we look at this shape that I'm drawing first for X, let's do X first. Doesn't matter what one you do first. We do X first, right? We've got an F shape that's upside down. All right, so we know that that is a 127 degrees angle. X is 127. It's corresponding to the 127 up there. Okay. Then we've got stuff on the other side here, right? Now, what we do know is the only way we can work Y out is, there you go, you've got a straight line. Y and 60, all right, so that's going to be 120. degrees because these two have to add up to 180, right? And then this one, well, this is a C-shaped one, okay? And it's also a Z angle with this 60 degrees here. Okay, so it wouldn't have mattered if you worked out Z or Y first, you're still going to be able to get the answer. So that is 60 degrees. Okay, and it makes sense. All right, so it is a little bit trickier, but not massively difficult. All right, in number 2, we're going to do something that's a little bit more challenging. Okay, this is definitely a more exam style question for a few marks, good few marks in the paper, 4 marks probably. So find the size of angle BEF. Okay, show your working and give reasons for each step of your working, right? So the first thing that we would need to do is use this 63 that we've been given within the question. That's ABD. Okay, the angle ABD is 63. Okay, if we want DBE, this angle that I'm going to indicate inside this triangle that we've got, okay, there's nothing we can do here at the moment, right? If we want this angle here, right, there is something we can do. Right, and the good news is that that is the same as that, right, which would allow us to get that and therefore then that, right, and I know that's the same as that because these 2 dashes on this triangle here. All right, now this angle is also 63 degrees, okay, because it's a Z angle, so I'm going to write down BDE, okay, angle BDE equals 63 degrees. Okay, and the reason that is alternate angle. All right, alternate angles are equal, indicated by the fact I've said it's 63 degrees. Okay, angle DBE also is 63 degrees. Okay, so DBE equals 63. Okay, and the reason is isosceles triangle. Okay, that's then going to allow us to work out this angle here, like I said. So 180 take away, so you've got 63, 63 is 120, 126. Add on 4 gets us to 130. So 54 degrees is what that is, 54 degrees. So angle BED, angle bed, equals 54 degrees. And the reason for that is, again, isosceles. Or just angles in a triangle. We could actually just write angles in a triangle because it's not necessarily about it being isosceles. So angles in a triangle is our rule. Okay, and then this is angles on a straight line for the final answer. So 180 take away the 54. Let's just see if we did do that calculation correctly. There's 126. Yes. So angle BEF is the one we wanted. Angle BEF equals 126 degrees. And the reason is it's angles on a straight line. Okay, write those things out nice and neatly. Make sure your working's very clear. All right, you could lose marks if you're not clear enough. And definitely mark it on the diagram as well as you go through. All right, it's definitely worth doing that. Okay, you could always use the fact that these 2 angles inside a triangle are equal to the exterior opposite angle. You could use that fact, but it's just nice to go through it, isn't it, systematically? Okay, right, let's have a little look at the last one then. All right, now this is where we've got a little bit of algebra included. It sounds very simple, does it? Find x, okay, but what we're doing is we're using the co-interior angles rule, the C angle rule. All right, and by the way, you used to be able to get away with saying C angles, Z angles, and F angles as your reasons. You can't get away with that anymore. All right, yeah, that's long gone. Right, so you have to say what they are. So this is allied angles, right? And these allied angles, we know are going to add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so what we do with these is we collect, as these are expressions, collect the like terms. Okay, so we've got x there, 2x there, so that gives us 3x. Okay, and you've got 14 there, and you've got minus 29 there. Okay, so I'm just going to get a calculator in. I can't be faffed to 14 minus 29. You know how much I dislike taking numbers away. So minus 15, so minus 15 is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, and now it's a simple 2-step equation to solve. So we've got 195 is what 3x equals, and then x equals, let's take the 195, and divide it by 3. And it gives us x, so 65 degrees. Okay, found x, that's done. All right, and it only required us to know that the two angles that are on that parallel lines problem add up to 180 degrees. Once we did that, it's actually a relatively simple equation to form and solve, but it's involving that other skill. And if you don't understand forming and solving equations, I have done a video on that, funnily enough. It's in the algebra section, so please go and watch that one if you feel you need to. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you've learned something from it once more. I hope you please continue to share. What I'm going to do, I've decided, is I'm going to share all of these worksheets in the linked description bit, and then you can try them before watching the videos. I thought that might be quite a nice idea. So you could try the worksheet before you do the video, you do watch the videos, and then once you watch the videos, you know if you get the answers right or wrong. And then there'll be another one in there as well for you to try when I get the opportunity to make those and link them in as well. All right, so thanks for watching this. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.